What are the backrooms? For those of you familiar with this image, the backrooms and thus liminal spaces are not a new concept. But for those of you who might be encountering this idea for the first time, maybe you've just seen the trailer for A24's upcoming movie Backrooms, something about this imagery and whatever this place is feels intriguing and somehow alluring in a morbid kind of way. The internet's fascination with liminal spaces is a relatively new thing, which has spawned lore, subcategories of liminal spaces, and even liminal music to accompany these visuals. If you are unfamiliar, let me catch you up to speed. Liminal spaces are places which are supposed to be inhabited by lots of people, but are completely empty, leaving an eerie feeling of hollowness or loneliness which is sort of hard to pinpoint. Examples of liminal spaces are large empty shopping malls, old vacant hotel lobbies, unoccupied courtyards, and also transitional spaces like movie theater hallways or huge stairwells that lead vaguely into the unknown. The truth is, liminal spaces are around us all the time, but we just don't notice them because we're either swiftly passing through, too busy to identify them, or are simply serving their purpose by being full of people. But when viewed through this lens of emptiness or pointlessness, liminal spaces adopt a new energy altogether. Quite a few feelings accompany this new energy, the most dominant one being unease, but sometimes people can get an odd sense of longing or even nostalgia depending on the image. My guess as to why nostalgia pops up is because a lot of these images have resurfaced from the 90s or early 2000s and reflect back to us a time lost which can never be recreated. The point is, liminal spaces tap into a pretty significant layer of our human psyche and arouse feelings many of us didn't even know we had in regards to time and space. The really weird thing about all of this internet discourse surrounding liminal spaces is that it stems completely from this single image. In 2019, this picture was posted to 4chan titled "The Backrooms." This uncanny image sparked enormous discussion, which gave birth to incredibly detailed lore, an unhousable amount of content, now including this highly anticipated A24 movie. The Backrooms lore claims that this place exists alongside our own reality, but not as a part of it. You can only access the Backrooms by glitching into it, kind of like when you accidentally no-clip yourself outside of a video game map and enter a part of the game which the developers never intended you to access. Once inside, the backrooms extend to an impossible size, offering room after room with different objects, layouts, levels, and even entities. The backrooms may even go on forever, and if you venture too deep into its structure, you risk the possibility of being stuck inside forever. I'm not even going to try to explain any more than that because if I did, this video would go on and on forever, and we'd never get out of here. Now you may be thinking, this image is from 2019, so it must be real and not AI generated. If this thought entered your head, then you'd be correct. The mystery of the Backrooms' origins was solved a while ago. It was discovered that this image was taken from a video made by interior contractors commissioned to renovate a hobby town in Wisconsin. Hobbytown is an American hobby store, and the original backroom space was used by a furniture store called Roner's before being turned into an RC car racetrack. Here, you can see men examining the space, talking about how to change it and what to do with the layout. Really normal stuff and nothing out of the ordinary. Even though this video is totally normal and there's no mystery about its contents, the area still appears surreal with its strange yellow color and its unusual emptiness. Although the guys in the video aren't acting strangely because they're on the job and hard at work, one can only wonder if they felt this same sense of unease and discomfort all of us felt when seeing this image for the first time. Now, the backrooms and liminal spaces are not new concepts, and the origin of the 2019 image isn't new either, but I make this video to pose the question, what actually are the backrooms? To me, the backrooms are not only a real location, a fictional location, but also an actual place deep inside our minds. They represent our fear of isolation and loneliness, a visual portrayal of eternal sorrow. Liminal spaces are the embodiment of an existence born from unfulfilled potential. They offer a particular sadness which longs for something that will never come. We all fear being trapped in places like the backrooms, but why? Unlike scary monsters who lurk in the darkness and wait to tear us limb from limb, the Backrooms are horrifying in a different way. At least the monsters offer us a clear salvation in the form of death, while the Backrooms only promise unending misery. They trap you as you desperately attempt to return home, but deny you any such release, and suspend hope just barely enough out of reach to keep you grasping for a freedom which will never come. This level of pain, emptiness, and longing appeals to us in such a peculiar way that we're actually drawn to it. Although these men in the original video are working and making plans for this large empty space, they are actually doing something far more important than that without even realizing it. They are laying the groundwork for an entire genre of analog horror that will influence millions of people. The other reason why I make this video is to draw attention to the power of an image. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but this one is definitely worth a lot more than that. It's been the catalyst for endless internet lore and an incredible amount of media content, including this upcoming feature film. For many, it will be a great source of entertainment, but for all, it is the manifestation of nightmares. It just goes to show that when tapped so directly into a significant part of our collective consciousness, something as simple as an image of an empty room can massively stir up emotions and spark an unreal amount of energy into the creative space. Stories, videos, images, games, and more have been birthed from this single image, and not by random coincidence. The Backrooms is an extension of our deepest fears and morbid curiosities, but also an outlet for our creative minds to wander freely. Next time you see or hear something that makes you feel unexpected or uncanny emotions, just think about why that is, and you might discover an untapped part of yourself begging to be explored. I'm Diamond Headcase, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see other topics covered on this channel, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.